Oh, hey there! Welcome back here to another episode here on Hall Family Farms. If you were with us in our last episode, you saw that we potted up a couple, I think we're 3 variegated Coleus plants, and we've got them in the greenhouse, and we're hoping that we'll be able to overwinter them. I want to show you another way you can propagate annual plants like the Coleus plant, and as you can see, this has already gone to flower, and boy does it have some beautiful little flowers here. And I've never tried to grow Coleus from seed, but my good gardening buddy and cousin down in Alabama, and you've probably heard me refer to him on a number of videos, that you can grow these things from the seeds. And so I'm going to let these go to seed and see if we can collect them and see if we can propagate these Coleus through that method as well. But here I just have a plastic cup here, and got some water in it, and when I took these cuttings, rather than sticking them in the ground or using the Hormidin 3 or some other type of rooting hormone, I just used water. And look at this. Let me see if I can grab these here to show you. Look at the roots on these guys. And so we're going to go ahead and pot these up as well today in today's episode. If I haven't mentioned this before on the channel, we're located in kind of south central Virginia at 37.03 degrees latitude, and we happen to fall in growing zone 7B. So that's kind of where we're at. So we do get snow here on occasion. Our summers are quite warm, and even the fall and spring can get a little warm. But anyway, that's kind of where we're at here. So I want to see if we can pot these up today in today's episode. So we're going to go on into the greenhouse here and get these into some pots. Okay. So we've got our cuttings here. Now this one obviously doesn't have that many roots, but it's got a few. So we're going to give it a little bit of a haircut here. Trim the bottom here just a little bit. And here on the farm we like to recycle things, and so once we get a plant that's outgrown the solo cup, we repurpose it for a new plant. Actually, I'm going to prune some of these leaves off here. And Coleus, they kind of remind me a little bit like, see if I can turn here so you can see me. They kind of remind me a little bit like tomatoes. You can root tomatoes with water. You know, take a cutting of a tomato, stick it in a cup of water, change the water, you know, every day so it doesn't turn green, and which would lead to rot, or, well, primarily rot with the bottom of your plant. But yeah, they will form roots just like tomatoes up the stalk here. In fact, this one's got a few here, it looks like. So we're going to set that aside. Let's get another one here. I really like the different variegation on this plant. It's just really nice. I'm going to tear off some of these, and you can see the roots, how they just kind of sprung out everywhere. So we're going to cut some of this bottom stem off here because there's no roots down here. Actually, what's kind of interesting, what I found is that, you know, as you saw there, let me see if I can give you another example. So look at this one. You know, originally this is where it's set in the water, and the roots actually formed above the water line and reached down into the water. So that's kind of how that kind of worked. And I've noticed the tomatoes are kind of the same way. They don't like to be constantly wet, but they want to be close enough they can dip their roots down in. So let's see, get a couple more cups here. these cuttings are from one plant that kind of just grew large. Now this one doesn't have, well, look here, the roots are way up here. Alright, we may let that one go a little bit, but I want to get to some of these that really have a nice root system here. Look at that. That is just amazing. And this part right here that was in the water is basically almost rotted off. So we're going to clip that off here. Get it up here above. That's going to make a really nice little coleus plant. Kind of spread these roots out here. In fact, you know what? I might give this a little bit of a root haircut. And just like your hair, if you get a haircut, that stimulates that root, the hair follicle growth when we talk about your hair. And it's kind of the same thing, same principle with plants. When you give them a little haircut here with their roots, that kind of stimulates them to grow more roots. So, that's going to be a nice plant. There's another nice little plant here. Again, this part is basically dead here on the bottom, that part, but above where the roots are still good. So we're going to clip that off here, give it a little bit of a haircut. Wow, these have really grown together here. That's got a nice little shoot on there. Right. And actually you can see here a stub where I probably cut one of these cuttings off of this branch here. So we're going to come in here and just kind of snip that off a little bit closer down. And give this a little bit of a haircut. It's going to make for a really nice little plant there. Okay, so here's one, and you know what, I think I'm going to go ahead and clip this flower off because I think it may already have seed pods forming. So we're going to put that in a bag probably and let that finish. We may do the same thing with this one too. Just go ahead and snip off those flowers. Oh, as it worked out, we just had just enough cups here set up and ready to go. Let me spread these roots out here a little bit. All right. So we've got another, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Looks like we've got eight more Coleus plants. So we'll set these up here and give them a good drink with a little fertilizer. And we don't want them to be in direct sun right now. Coleus kind of like partial sun, so we'll set them here on the bottom bench here for now. And get them situated here. And there you have it. Nice little beautiful Coleus plant, which we'll be able to hopefully overwinter and bring back in the garden outdoors. So with that being said, hey, continue watching. We're doing lots of cool and interesting things, and so if you're not already a subscriber, please consider clicking that subscribe button. Doesn't cost you a thing. If you're already a subscriber, thanks for joining us, and we hope you continue to follow us. And if you click that notification bell, you'll always be notified when we upload new content to our channel. With that being said, I'm going to get these watered in here, and before I let you go, look at this. This is a beautiful Rebecca plant that I grew from seed. You may know it best as its more common name, Black-Eyed Susan. I've got a number of them here. We need to get these planted out and not overwinter them here in the greenhouse. So we need to make more room. So anyway, with that being said, I'm very pleased now. So it looks like we've got 11 from one plant. We've got 11 Coleus plants. So take care, and we will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.